Hi, everybody. Welcome, and my apologies. I had a young lady come up and say folks aren't seeing the game coverage. What's the issue? And, God, I would like to find something to blame it on other than me, but it is me. Just clicked into the wrong link. I tell these guys, be sure you log into the right game, and what do? Log into the wrong game. Mississippi and Virginia doing paddle. Well, here's what you missed in the top part of the inning. Sean Hill gets on compliments of an error by Owen Simmons. Simmons fields the shot up the middle and then throws over to first. Misfires, and Hill is on at first. Corey Kester walks. Lucas Gordon wraps into the 5-4. Wesley Townsend into an 8-6 putout, but the 8-6 putout brings in Hill. Then Sam Marable walks. Gerald Christopher singles. And Bryce Abernathy strikes out. The bases left loaded, one base hit. 3 stranded and 1 run scores in the top part of the first. We go to the Mississippi part of the inning, and Daniel Lowry steps in to begin things. Fouls it back to the screen. So, my apologies. Cannot pass the blame on to anybody else. Just clicked into the wrong link. And here we go with coverage in the bottom part of the first. Daniel Lowry starting things off for Mississippi. Colby Stringer batting in the 2 spot. Logan Buckley is the 3-hitter. Hagan forms in that 4 spot. Owen Simmons hits 5th. Braxton Albritton is the 6-hitter. Logan Green, the 7-hitter for Mississippi. Carter Fortenberry batting in the 8 spot. Cole Lowe is the 9-hitter. Trent Buckley bats 10th. Ryder Earls is the 11-hitter, and Zach McCain in the 12 spot. Strike on the corner of the plate to Lowry, and Lowry will strike out to begin the bottom of the first. So 1 away for Colby Stringer. Virginia defensively has Tyler Wilson on the hill. Behind the plate, Hunter Lee. First baseman is Sam Marable, the second baseman, Tristan Boo. And shortstop, Lucas Gordon. Third belongs to Sean Hill. In the outfield, Bryce Abernathy is in left. Gerald Christopher in center. Wesley Townsend is in right. So there's the offense, there is the defense. What you did miss was a rather lengthy delay, an appeal made by the Mississippi coach. Not sure what the appeal was about, but it required a visit from the Commissioner of Dixie Youth Baseball, Wes Skelton. And that consumed about 5 to 10 minutes of the first inning. 2-1 on Stringer. Logan Buckley to the on-deck circle. Wilson, the lefty, delivering inside on Stringer. So my apologies. Got you on the right game. You just didn't know, did you? To go to, I think, the Tennessee-Mississippi Majors link to get the game coverage. Well, who would have known? Strike on the outside part of the plate. Warm here, 91 degrees, heat index of 102. Not much in the way of a breeze. Got some clouds building on the horizon. And the forecast as the pitch is high and the walk is issued to Stringer. Forecast calling for a possibility of showers in the 4 to 6 p.m. range. 1 out, 1 aboard. Logan Buckley next. Swings and misses. 0-1. Hagan forms to the on-deck circle. Mississippi in the dark blue, in the red and the white. Virginia in the predominantly red with a little blue and white splashed in. Actually, that's black and white. So got the black numbers bordered in white. Name in black between the shoulder blades. Virginia in black bordered in white across the chest of the red jerseys of Virginia. White trousers with the red pinstripe. And of course for the Mississippi team, very dark blue. Red numbers. Name in red. Mississippi in red, all bordered in white. White trousers as well. 2-1 pitch outside, and the count 3-1. 3-1 offering. It is on the corner, and the count runs full. Three balls, couple of strikes on Buckley. Hagen Forbes will follow. Popped up, left side, going back. That one is all the way to the fence. Travels over the head of Bryce Abernathy. Stringer making his way home. He will score with a throw to the plate. Buckley will turn a double into 3. And Mississippi ties it up here in the bottom of the first. Hagen Forbes next with the go-ahead run at third in the bottom of the first for Mississippi. Owen Simmons moves to the on-deck circle. Pitch high for ball 1 to Forbes. One-oh pitch. Got the inside part of the plate, and the count evens at 1 on Hagen Forbes, the right-hander. Lefty, rather, stepping out of the batter's box. Taps the stick on the dish. Steps back in, ready for the pitch from Tyler Wilson. Trying to pull the string on it before it got to the plate. Instead, goes a little deep with the toss. Three balls and a strike. Three-one offering. It is upstairs, but swung on by Forbes. Out of the strike zone, but Forbes chases, and the count will run full at 3 balls and a couple of strikes. Payoff pitch. Outside of the strike zone, rolls to the backstop. Coming in to score from third is Buckley, and Mississippi will take the lead as Forbes goes to first. So Mississippi taking the advantage here in the bottom part of the first. Owen Simmons coming to the plate. Breeze beginning to pick up. Nobody complaining about that. Cloud coverage blocking the sun. Might be nice too. Just don't need any precip. And right now it's a little darker too. I'm not sure what direction that would be, but to the outfield as you look behind home plate and over in the direction of left. Owen Simmons with 1 aboard, 2 in. 1 away here in the bottom part of the first. Fouled away by Simmons. Braxton Albritton moves to the on-deck circle. Here's the 0-1 offering. Simmons awaits. Swing and a miss, nothing in 2. Well, a brief visit from coach to Tyler Wilson may have been all that was necessary to regain Wilson's focus. Delivers with a couple of pitches into the strike zone, and that one's a good looking one too, and strikes out Simmons. So 3 pitches and 1 K. Forbes still over at first, but 2 gone here in the bottom of the first for Braxton Albritton. Logan Green to the on-deck circle. Rolled slowly towards short. Gordon scoops it up, no play at second, over to first. Nice stretch on the receiving end. And that's out number 3. Sam Marable able to stretch and bring in the Gordon toss. We have played 1 and after 1. It's a one-run Mississippi lead as we head to the second.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Top of the second underway as Tristan Boo steps in to start things off for Virginia. Tyler Wilson, Hunter Lee, 2 up in the inning, 2. Count evens up 1 each. Virginia with a run in the top part of the first. Mississippi with a pair of runs in the bottom part of the inning. Two and one on Boo. Boo batting in the 8th spot, of course, where Dixie Youth Baseball is concerned, a 12-man rotation. First trip through that rotation. And every time thereafter, it's a 9-man rotation. Boo awaiting the 2-2 offering. High and inside from Simmons to run the count full. Payoff pitch rolled over towards short. Al Britton over to first. The leap by Buckley to bring it in and then drops back down onto the bag before the arrival of Boo. And he will wrap into the 6-3 for out number 1. It brings Tyler Wilson to the plate. One out for Wilson. Hunter Lee will follow. Well, you see a number on your screen, 334-488-1385, 334-488-1385. It's a shout-out number. Want to send a shout-out to one of the teams, to one of the players? That's your number, 334-488-1385. By the way, when you send the shout-out, let us know where you're watching from. And yes, those shout-outs can include, hey, Mr. Announcer, click on the right link next time so we can watch all of the game. I will be reminded of such for a while. Wilson taking the pitch outside from Simmons. Or any other shout-out, 334-488-1385. Shout-out says, Go Columbia's 10. Love your fans in the Enon community. Good to have Enon watching the coverage. Appeal down to first to see if he went. No, he did not. And it is 2-0 on Tyler Wilson. High with the toss, 3-0. And another one out of the strike zone. Wilson given a walk, so a one-out walk puts a Virginia All-Star aboard. Hunter Lee coming to the plate with a base runner on. T.J. Allen moving to the on-deck circle. And those clouds continuing to build. And again, nobody's complaining about building clouds. It's just clouds that build, then drop some precip. As a matter of fact, I don't want to call it pleasant, but I guess comparatively speaking, it is pleasant currently here in Lumberton after the almost brutal heat earlier. 0-1 on Lee. T.J. Allen to the on-deck circle. The right-hander awaits. The right-hander delivers. It is bunted foul. And it's a 2-strike count on Lee. Trying to drop it down the third base line. Stringer playing back. But instead it's foul, and back into the box goes Lee. T.J. Allen will follow. Popped up. Right off the dirt. Catch made at short by Al Britton. A nice defensive play by Al Britton for out number 2. And there's 2 gone for T.J. Allen. Matthew Moody to the on-deck circle. Shout-out says, go Columbia 10 from the Columbia 6U team. Thanks to the 6Us. Fouled off by Allen. Good luck, Columbia 10s from the 7U All-Star team. Let's go, Daniel Lowry. We are cheering you on from Columbia. Thanks to JockJive Live. Well, thank you very much for watching there in Columbia. 334-488-1385. Throw to first. Wilson gets back safely. Swing and a miss by Allen, and a 2-strike count. Boone led off the inning, wrapped into the 6-3. Wilson got on with a walk. Lee pops out to short. And now T.J. Allen trying to extend the top part of the second before going to the bottom part. When Logan Green, Carter Fortenberry, and Cole Lowe will come to the plate on the inside part of the plate. And out will go Allen. Second strikeout of the game for Simmons, and he ends both innings, the first and the second, the same way, with a K. Scoreless in the top of the second. We go to the bottom of the inning. Green, Fortenberry, and Lowe all coming up.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Bottom of the second, Logan Green will start things off for Mississippi. Carter Fortenberry and Cole Lowe due up in the inning, too. A 2-1 Mississippi lead. 1 run in the first for Virginia, nothing in the second. Mississippi batting in the second. And Green coming to the plate first to start things off. Shout out says, go Columbia, y'all got this. Love my number 7. Love Nanny. Thanks, Nanny. Good luck, Mississippi. Let's go Braxton, number 16. We are watching in Sandy Hook, Mississippi. Good to have all of Sandy Hook watching the game coverage. Got activity in the Mississippi bullpen. That is Colby Stringer, who is getting some warm-up tosses for Mississippi. First pitch outside to Green. 4 went up, 3 went down, 1 left on in the top part of the second. Tyler Wilson got on with a 1-out walk but stayed aboard in the Virginia part of the second inning. A couple of Tyler Wilson pitches, both outside of the strike zone. Carter Fortenberry will follow. Cole Lowe is in the hole. Two-0 pitch. Too low and away, 3-0. Going to mention scores from a day ago in AAA. I passed along all scores, but didn't mention Ozone and Majors. Ozone, Virginia 6-zip over Texas. There's a strike delivered to Green. Arkansas beats Tennessee 10-9. Florida over Mississippi 5-2 in 7. Louisiana in a really good game, 4-zip, beating Alabama. South Carolina nipping North Carolina 3-2. Lumberton an 18-5 winner over Georgia. Walk issued to Green and a base runner on for Virginia. Carter Fortenberry to the plate with a runner on. Majors baseball yesterday. South Carolina beats Tennessee 7-2. Alabama in 7 innings over Mississippi 14-13. Georgia a 16-4 winner over Lumberton. North Carolina bombs Texas 19-zip. Virginia defeating Louisiana 4-0, and Florida over Arkansas 8-zip. That was Majors baseball from a day ago. Popped up and out of play by Fortenberry. And a couple of strikes on the 2-hitter in the second inning. Well, you see those clouds building. It is certainly a different look a couple of innings into this one versus the first 2 innings of the prior game when it was sunny and hot. It is now cloudy and actually a little bit cooler. Or maybe even a lot of it cooler. 1 ball, couple of strikes. Swing and a miss. Out goes Fortenberry, and there's 1 away in the second. 3rd strikeout of the game for Tyler Wilson. Cole Lowe to the plate. Trent Buckley to the on-deck circle. Shout-out says, good luck, Buckley boys, from the Spire boys from Bunker Hill. Get a hit, purple. Love Nanny. Fouled off of Lowe, and Lowe in some pain. One out, 1 aboard. And Lowe trying to shake off the pain. Says, Coach, I'm okay. Thinks over and says, Coach, you know this is a World Series, right? And that's not keeping me out of a game. These are little warriors. And Lowe ready for the 0-1 offering from Tyler Wilson. Reaches out, pokes it over towards short. Gordon scoops it up, goes to second, gets the out of the lead runner. Throw to first, not in time to get Lowe, but Green is out on the 6-4 putout. 2 gone for Trent Buckley. Ryder Earls to the on-deck circle. Outside of the strong strike zone with the opening pitch to Buckley. Bottom of the order in the top of the 3rd for Virginia, Matthew Moody will start things for the Virginia squad. Sean Hill, Corey Kester due up in the inning 2. Outside of the strike zone again, 2-0 to Buckley. Games already played today. All of them have been majors. thus far. Mississippi beating Tennessee 6-zip. Lumberton over Texas 8-2. Virginia defeats Arkansas by a 12-2 final. So here are your teams that have exited as that one is ripped down the line into left field. Buckley with a single that gets low to second. And a couple of base runners on for Ryder Earls. Zach McCain moves to the on-deck circle. So in the majors, a series that began with 12 teams is down to 9. Tennessee, Texas, and Arkansas all out. And that gets away from Lee. He's not sure where it is. Finally finds it at the base of the screen, and Lowe will go to third, Buckley to second. So a couple of runners in scoring position for Ryder Earls. McCain wraps it to short. Gordon will go over to second, closest route to an out. And the 6-4 takes care of the bottom of the second. Nobody scores, couple of base runners stranded. It's 3 left on through a pair of innings for Mississippi as we head to the top of the third. Mississippi with a 2-1 lead.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Got a new pitcher on the hill. That is Colby Stringer. Stringer coming in from third. Owen Simmons will leave the hill and go to third. And some outfield changes as well. In left is Logan Green. In right is Carter Fortenberry from Mississippi. Matthew Moody coming to the plate to start things off for Virginia in the top of the third. 2-1 Mississippi lead. The numbers on Owen Simmons. He faced a total of 11 in 2 innings of work, struck out 2, walked 3, gave up a hit and gave up a run. Schoenbach Mooney pulls back, Stringer delivering out of the strike zone, and the count goes 2-0. Three outside of the strike zone to Mooney. Three balls, no strikes. We're in the top part of the third in a 2-1 contest. A game slated for 6. Mercy Rule could wrap it up early. A tie game sends it late. Into the strike zone with a 3-0, 3-1 on Moody. Sean Hill moves to the on-deck circle. Corey Kester due up in the inning, too. 3-1 offering, swung on and missed, and the count runs full. Shout out says, let's go Zach from Gray. Go get him, Rai Tater, boo-boo. And good luck, Columbia, Mississippi 10U team from the 11U team. Get that W. Moody walked to first and a base runner on for Virginia to begin the visitor half of the inning. Pitch coming in low to Sean Hill. Hill reached on an error and scored a run in the first. Corey Kester moving to the on-deck circle. 1-0 pitch. Comes in low, 2-0. Two balls, no strikes. Hill batting here in the top part of the third. We're not quite midway through the day, and it's clouding up here in Lumberton. Pitch is inside. Yesterday had some showers, but nothing of any significance. As a matter of fact, didn't even suspend play. Had showers a little prior to the first game, and had one really brief shower in game 2. Hill with a swing and miss to even the count at 2. Two balls, two strikes. Moody on at first. Hill lines it to short. Al Britton steps on the bag for one. Throw on to first. Will not get 2. Pops out of the middle a little high with a toss to first baseman Buckley. But they got the lead runner on the unassisted put out at second. One out for Corey Kester. Kester walked in the first. Lucas Gordon to the on-deck circle. Kester pops it out. Buckley from behind the plate. And Kester out number 2. Sean Hill at first, Lucas Gordon to the plate with 2 gone. Stringer in for Simmons. Simmons working a couple of innings. And now Stringer in his stead, and Gordon 1-0 pitch on its way from Stringer. The end of the strike zone, strike 1. Count levels off at 1 each. 1 ball, 1 strike. Gordon into left field, base hit, second base hit of the game for Virginia. Then he will get beyond green and left. Goes all the way to the fence, and that allows base runners to get to second and third. Hill at third, Gordon at second. A single and an E7. And Virginia with a couple of base runners in scoring position. And the 4-hitter Wesley Townsend would like to drive in. shout out says, let's go Mississippi from Columbia's 9U boys. Thanks so much. A lot of all-stars in Mississippi watching. I think we've heard from the 6, 7, 9, 11 U's. Wesley Townsend wrapped into an 8-6 put out. It is lined over to first. Buckley's there. And I think that is somebody new at first now. I think we got Buckley there anymore. We'll find out who is playing first, but Buckley's the guy behind the plate. Well, you got Buckley two at first. You got a pair of Buckleys. Trent behind the plate, Logan over at first. So it is indeed a line out. Townsend to Buckley. For out number 3, couple of base runners left on, both in scoring position. Nobody scores in the top of the third. We head to the bottom of the inning and to the bottom of the order for Mississippi.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Bottom of the order, bottom of the third. Zach McCain starting things off for Mississippi. Virginia had a couple of base runners in scoring position, but left both on. Hill stranded at third, Gordon at second. And Zach McCain will start things off for Mississippi. Lays down a bunt coming off the bump. Wilson fires over to first and fires over first. And McCain is on his way to second, told to go to third, and that's where he will stand. So we'll credit McCain with a single. And then the throwing error gets him to third. And Mississippi now going back to the top of the order with a base runner in scoring position at third. Daniel Lowry struck out looking in the first. It is fouled off by Lowry. Actually, that was Lowry that started things off with a single. And he is the gentleman over at third, so it is the base hit of the error that gets him on. And it is Colby Stringer stepping into the batter's box. Well, I have done that 3 times in the World Series. Not sure how I am skipping at-bats, but you get feeble, aged, and I guess those things happen. Wilson throws it into the dirt. Lee able to track it down. Staying at third is Lowry. One ball, couple of strikes on Stringer. Stringer walked and scored a run in the first. Logan Buckley moves to the on-deck circle. Wrapped up the middle, that's a base hit for Stringer. In from third comes Lowry, and Mississippi takes a 3-1 lead. So an RBI Stringer single. And Mississippi taking a 3-1 lead at the bottom of the third with Logan Buckley coming to the plate. Well, the shout-out says the Buckley boys are brothers. And Dodo and Mameline, I hope I'm saying that correctly, say, play ball, boys. Come on, Big D, lead us off with a big hit. Your big brother, Zach. 2 balls, no strikes on Buckley. Hagen forms to the on-deck circle. Pitches outside from Wilson, 3-0. Here's the 3-0 pitch to Buckley. Count runs full. Buckley, who had a double that drove in a run and scored a run in the first, batting here in the third. And will foul it off against the screen. Hagen forms to the on-deck circle. Another payoff pitch coming from Wilson. It drops before it gets to the plate. Buckley will walk. Stringer will go to second. And now a couple of base runners on for Mississippi with nobody out, and coach coming out to talk with Tyler Wilson. And it looks like he's made the decision to take Wilson out, go to the pen. Sean Hill is coming over from third. We'll have the new pitcher when we return to Lumberton. First pitch, Hagen forms from Sean Hill, delivered into center field. Stringer will come in and score. Buckley will wind up at second. Forms has got an RBI single on the base hit. And the Mississippi lead grows to 3. Tyler Wilson leaves after working officially a pair of innings and facing a total of 15. He issued a couple of strikeouts and gave out 3 walks as well. Allowed 4 base hits, and the verdict's still out on how many runs allowed. One of the 2 runners on his responsibility, that is Buckley, who now moves to third. Form stays over at first. And Owen Simmons, who struck out in the first, trying to drive in runs in the third. Braxton Albritton moving to the on-deck circle. Hill's pitch to the screen, coming in from third. That is Buckley. He will score. Forms will wind up at second. And Mississippi now with a 5-1 lead at the bottom of the third. Owen Simmons waiting for the umpire to get rid of a lot of dirt on home plate. Boy, that was one dirty dish. Simmons steps back in. Al Britton to the on-deck circle, forms in scoring position at second. Sean Hill. Count goes 3-1. Well, we can close the books 2 on Tyler Wilson. 2 innings of work, 15 faced, 2 strikeouts, 3 walks, 4 hits, 5 runs allowed. And is hit down to first, scooped up there by the former pitcher Wilson, who steps on the bag and gets the out of Simmons. Forms will go to third. And there's one away for Braxton Albritton. Here are the other defensive changes, by the way, for Virginia. That one into the dirt, coming in from third, Forbes. And Mississippi plating their 4th run of the inning, 6th of the game. Defensive changes for Virginia. Wilson, after coming off the hill, goes to first. Of course, moving from third to the mound is Hill. And the new third baseman is Tristan Boo. Moving over from second, the former first baseman. Sam Marable is now the second baseman for Virginia. One ball, no strikes on Braxton Albritton. Launches it foul and out of play to even the count up. Albritton wrapped into the 6-3. He was the last out in the first inning. Logan Green moves to the on-deck circle. Two on offering to Albritton. Swings at one high and the count evens up. Virginia's 4th starts with the 5 spot. Sam Marable, Gerald Christopher, Bryce Abernathy. All due up. It is hit to short, fielded there by Gordon, over to first. The throw is a little bit low, and Albritton is on. And that will be charged as an E6 to Gordon. And Mississippi with another base runner as Logan Green comes to the plate. Green has walked. That happened in the second. Carter Fortenberry moving to the on-deck circle. Into the strike zone with the opening pitch to Green. Virginia got a run in the first, scoreless since. Mississippi a couple of runs in the first. And now a 4-run third inning. Green sending it up against the screen. 0-2 on Logan Green. Green walked to begin the second. Back into the box here in the third. A 5-run Mississippi lead with one away here in the bottom of the third in an elimination game. Popped up on the infield. Got the out at second. And confusion as to who would make the catch. Hill called off by his third baseman, Boo, and then Boo thought Hill had called for it. They both back away. It drops in, but the throw over to second will get the lead runner. So it turns into a 5-4 putout. And with the base runner at first, 2 gone for Logan Carter Fortenberry. Cole Lowe moves to the on-deck circle. Outside with a pitch to Fortenberry. Count evens up at 1. Fouled away again. Fortenberry, a strikeout victim in the second. He is 0 for 1 on the day. Cole Lowe moves to the on-deck circle. Here's the 1-2 offering. It is high, but Fortenberry will chase it and strikes out to put it into a productive third inning. 4 runs plate for Mississippi. They will take a 5-run lead into the fourth when Sam Marable, Gerald Christopher, and Bryce Abernathy will come to the plate for Virginia.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Mississippi now playing first base. Number 1, Hagan Bowler. Leadoff batter for Virginia in the top of the 4th inning. Number 1, Sam Marable.
Top of the 4th, Sam Marable starting things off for Virginia. Gerald Christopher, Bryce Abernathy due up in the inning 2. Hey, don't forget about the fact that we want you as a friend on Facebook and a follower on Twitter. I haven't mentioned that during the course of the game, but there is a goal. We would like to get to 12,000 likes by the end of the summer. And to get there, we need your help. Don't have to close out the browser that's got your game coverage. Don't want you to miss any of the coverage. Just open up a brand new browser. Look us up, JockJive Sports. Click on the like button on Facebook, at JockJive on Twitter. And you'll help us reach that goal of 12,000. Shout out to Daniel Lowry from Papa in Magnolia and KK in Macomb. Go Columbia, you couldn't have made it this far without your Aunt Eller. Thank you very much, Aunt Eller. Shout out simply says, attaboy Logan. 1 ball, a couple of strikes on Sam Marable. He walked in the first, batting here in the 4th. Good hit Hagan of Papa and Mimi. Toss comes in low, and the count evens off at 2 on Marable. Two balls, 2 strikes. Leadoff batter in the 4th, a 6-1 Mississippi lead. Toss over the head of Marable. Gerald Christopher, Bryce Abernathy expected to the plate here in the 4th as well. All right, we're at 11,355. So how about 11,400 by the end of the game. Walk to Marable, and he's over at first again. Walked in the first, walks in the fourth. So a base runner on for Virginia as Gerald Christopher comes to the plate. Christopher has one of the 2 Virginia base hits. Grounds this one to third. Simmons has it, goes to second for 1, throw on to first. Not in time for 2, but the lead runner out on the 5-4 putout. One away with Bryce Abernathy next. Tristan Boo to follow. All right, 11,400 likes by the end of the game. I'm thinking that's doable. If you haven't already, please do like us. JockJive Sports, put that in the search engine. By the way, if you've got something going on like a big watch party, cram everybody into a selfie. Get as many folks into the selfie as possible. Take a picture, text it to us, and we'll have it on Facebook a little bit later on. Got to put a caption with it, though. Let us know what's going on, where the watch party is. Text it to the number on your scoreboard, 334-488-1385. Or better yet, you can take pictures and put them on Facebook. And you know how to send it our direction. Tag JockJive Sports in it. 1-2 offering Abernathy. Rolls to the screen. Christopher will go to second. So Virginia with the base runner in scoring position here in the top part of the fourth for Bryce Abernathy. Abernathy struck out to end the first. He is 0 for 1 in the game. Count runs full on Abernathy. A Sunday afternoon of baseball here in the Dixie World Series. AAA, of course, the Ozone and Majors going on today as well. We've already had a Majors game on this field. Strike 3, got the outside part of the plate, and Abernathy not happy with the K call. Two gone for Tristan Boo. Boo wrapped into the 6-3 in the second. Tyler Wilson moves to the on-deck circle. The Louisiana fourth. It will begin with Cole Lowe, the 9 spot, then back to the top of the order. Daniel Lowry, Colby Stringer coming to the plate. 1-0 pitch. Popped up behind the plate. It will get out of play. And as a matter of fact, winds up here in kind of a pit area. And I don't mean pit like the pits, but pit like a pit area. Behind the backstop where we are situated. Yes, out in the elements. It is a little bit warm on some of these afternoons, but actually right now not shabby. Into the dirt. Christopher getting off the bag at second, but decides to go back. Boom with a 2-1 count. Rolled over towards first. That's where Hagan Forms is waiting. Picks it up, steps on the bag, gets the out, leaves Christopher on. Nobody scores in the top of the fourth. We head to the Mississippi part of the inning. It's 9-1-2 due up when we come back.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final.
Championship t-shirt.
East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Leading off for Mississippi in the bottom of the fourth inning, number 7, Cole Lowe.
Bottom of the fourth, Cole Lowe starting things off. Daniel Lowry, Colby Stringer due up in the inning too. A 6-1 Mississippi lead. Top part of the inning saw a base runner get on. But left aboard is Christopher. 4 go up, 3 go down, 1 left on. 7 have now been stranded by Virginia. It's not been a matter of the lack of base runners. They've had base runners, just have not been able to bring many in. Have left 7 on and plated 1. Sean Hill's pitch into the strike zone. 1 ball, a couple of strikes on Lowe. He wrapped into the 6-4 in the second, is 0 for 1 in the game. A little bit of a breeze blowing into the face of the hitter. Popped up on the infield. Sean Hill coming off the mound to make the catch, and Cole Lowe is out number 1. One down for Daniel Lowry. Lowry is struck out and singled. He's 1 for 2 with a run scored. Colby Stringer to the on-deck circle. Reaches out, sends the first pitch foul. Well, thus far today, it's been all elimination games. Had 3 130 games. They were all elimination games of the majors. Got 2 330 games in AAA and O-Zone. High fly ball right field, but back to make the catch is Wesley Townsend. And there's 2 outs in the bottom of the fourth. Colby Stringer to the plate. Got 1 330 majors matchup. And that is on the winner's side of the bracket. Louisiana and Florida tangling at this moment. And that is a game that James Hardy's got coverage of. AAA, obviously, you got this one, as well as the Arkansas-Tennessee matchup. And I think Mike Rideout has got that one. And in O-Zone, Mississippi and Alabama, North Carolina and Georgia. And I'm trying to think who's got what. I think maybe Marty Paulman has the Mississippi-Alabama game. Jason Thompson with the North Carolina-Georgia matchup. 3 pitches outside of the strike zone to Stringer. Hill's 3-0. He catches the inside part of the plate, 3-1. Stringer walked in the first, came in and scored a run. Then singled, drove in a run, and scored a run in the third. He's 1 for 1 with 2 runs scored and a ribby. Pitch is low, Stringer's put on. And Mississippi's got a base runner with Logan Buckley coming to the plate. Buckley doubled in a run in the first. And he walked and scored a run in the third. Drove in Colby Stringer with his double in the first inning. Pitch into the dirt, runner goes. Stringer is out. Slides right into the tag of Lucas Gordon, and a nice throw down by Hunter Lee. Put it on the money, and Stringer caught stealing. Nobody scores in the bottom of the fourth. We are headed to the fifth. Still 6-1. Still Mississippi.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back. for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Bottom of the order, top of the 5th. Tyler Wilson coming to the plate to start things off for Virginia. Sean Hill, Corey Kester, due up in the inning too. An elimination game, one of these two teams advances. The other wraps up their World Series. Taking a look at your numbers through 4, a couple of base hits, 2 errors, 7 stranded by Virginia. And they planted a run in the first when Sean Hill came in on the 8-6 put out of Wesley Townsend. Mississippi, 5 hits, 2 errors, 4 left on. Got a couple of runs in the first. Stringer and Buckley, 4 runs in the third. Lowry, Stringer, Buckley, and Forbes. Fouled away by Wilson. Wilson walked in the second. Batting here in the 4th, Sean Hill, Corey Kester coming to the plate in the inning as well. By the way, don't forget you want a download of the game. They are available $5 each. Email us info@jockjive.com. Info, I-N-F-O. Info@jockjive.com. Here's the 0-2 offering to Tyler Wilson. Stringer delivers outside of the strike zone, 1-2. Three teams gone in the majors, the original field of 12, now down to 9. In AAA, 3 teams will go today as well. Elimination games in your 2-3-30 matchups. And Wilson hit by the pitch. He will get on over at first. And one of your 5:45 games is an elimination game. That would be the matchup between Lumberton and Texas. O-Zone, you've got 2 elimination games in progress. Mississippi, Alabama, North Carolina, Georgia. And then one of the 5:45 games, Texas and Tennessee, an elimination game too. Stringer exits, new pitcher coming in when we come back. deserve high fives over on the bench.
That was a great hit. Watch right here on JockJive.com.
Miller dropping in the three.
Breaking ball, high drive, right center field. Toward the triangle it goes.
Pops up over into foul territory, and Burnock getting late. Burnock looking for another TD toss. He's got it. Touchdown. The new pitcher is Carter Fortenberry facing Sean Hill. Hill fouling the first pitch off, 0-1. Wilson on here in the top part of the fifth. More shout-outs. Let's go Daniel of Paul Charles. And then the shout-out says, we want Moody. We want Moody. Hey, I just read them. You write them. Shout-outs, 334-488-1385. Ozone Baseball, North Carolina has beaten Georgia 8-3. So Georgia has been eliminated. 8-3 the final, North Carolina victorious. Toss comes all the way over here to the fence, and that will get Wilson to second. And it looks like somebody running for Wilson. Wilson came out after being hit by the pitch. Diving back in safely, I think that is Hunter Lee, who is now running for Wilson. So North Carolina beats Georgia 8-3. North Carolina now in a 5:45 p.m. matchup against the winner of the Mississippi-Alabama game. That's in Ozone action. It can get confusing. There's 3 World Series taking place. Fouled off by Hill. Or maybe that's T.J. Allen. They don't have numbers on both front and back of the jerseys. So until the back is turned, not sure who is standing on second in place of Tyler Wilson, but I do see Tyler Wilson here in the dugout getting some ice on the shoulder after getting dinked by the stringer pitch. It has hit the short. Al Britton will go to third. You got to tag the runner, and he did. Trying to slide underneath it was T.J. Allen, but there to lay the tag on the runner was your third baseman, and that's Owen Simmons now at third. So the Hill put out will go 6-5. Gets Wilson for out number 1. Hill, the base runner, at first. And Corey Kester batting. Kester has walked and popped out behind the plate. Bunt laid down, perfect bunt laid down by Kester. Throw over to first, not there in time. And what was intended to be a sacrifice turns into a bunt single. And Virginia with a couple of base runners and one away. Shout-out says, let's go Virginia, and especially number 15, Matthew Moody from Uncle Tony. Thanks, Tony. Final in majors, Louisiana beats Florida 1-0. What a game that must have been. Louisiana and Florida, and Louisiana victorious in the majors division, knocking off Florida. Big win. That puts them all the way into Tuesday's play. Louisiana with a victory over Florida. Gordon strikes out. And there's 2 gone. Kester at first, Hill at second. Wesley Townsend next. He wrapped into the 8-6. And also lined out to first. Florida with a loss into a losers bracket elimination game tomorrow at 3:30 in Majors play. Shout out says Zach McCain, play hard and have fun. So proud of Mississippi team from Mimi. Thanks, Mimi. 2-1 the count. Wesley Townsend 0 for 2 with an RBI into foul territory. And the count levels off at 2. Couple of base runners on. Virginia again has not had problems getting base runners on. The issue has been bringing them in. Has left 7 on already and have 2 on now. Fouled away again by Townsend. Sam Marable moving to the on-deck circle. Two balls, 2 strikes. Townsend over to first, picked up there by Forbes, goes to the bag, gets there ahead of Townsend, and a couple of base runners left on. 9 now stranded by Virginia. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Buckley, Forbes, and Simmons all coming up for Mississippi.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
We head to the bottom of the 5th. Logan Buckley coming to the plate to start things off. A new pitcher on the hill for Virginia. That is Tristan Boone, who goes to the mound. Back to third will go Sean Hill. And the opening pitch to Buckley outside of the strike zone. Sean Hill works a couple of innings, faces 8, strikes out 1, walks 1, gives up 1 hit and 1 run. 1 may be a lonely number, as somebody's saying. Who was that? The Beatles? Somebody. But where Sean Hill is concerned, he liked the ones. 1 strikeout, 1 walk, 1 hit, 1 run. In the strike zone it goes to Logan Buckley. Buckley with a double and a walk. He scored twice and is driven in a run too. Here's the 2-1 offering from Boo. Chases 1 high, count evens. Hagan, Forbes, Owen Simmons due up in the inning too. Two offering. Popped up, foul territory. Lee gives it a look. It's over into the first base dugout. Count even at 2. Lights coming on here at the Lumberton Park. Popped up again. And this went out of play as well. Well, again, it's turned into a very nice evening here in Lumberton, North Carolina. There were moments where it looked possibly ominous, fouled away again. And I can't say that it is completely ominous free. There are some clouds to one side of the diamond that could be threatening, but that stuff that you see overhead looks a little dark on the camera, but really not bad. It's made things certainly bearable heat-wise. Buckley got a piece of it. Lee couldn't hang on. If he does, it's a K, but instead pops out of the mid of Lee and keeps the Buckley at bat alive. We're in the bottom of the 5th. Mississippi trying to add some insurance before going to the top of the 6th. Who's pitched to Buckley outside of the strike zone. Three-two pitch as Buckley awaits. Chases one outside, one away in the Mississippi 5th. So one gone for Hagen Forbes. Forbes has walked, he has singled, he has driven in a run, and he scored one. Coach Bishop coming to the mound to talk to Boo. Meanwhile, we're swapping catchers. And it looks like we may be swapping pitchers. T.J. Allen getting behind the plate. And a new pitcher coming in as well. So with the new battery mates, we'll take a break and come right back. Baseball back underway. Sam Marable is on the hill, so Tristan Boo comes in and faces one. Buckley and strikes him out on 10 pitches and officially works the third of an inning and leaves and hands the ball over to Sam Marable. Hit into center field. That's a Hagen Forbes base hit. A one-out single has Mississippi with a runner on in the 5th. Owen Simmons to the plate. He is struck out. He is ground out. He's 0 for 2 in the game. Braxton Albritton moving to the on-deck circle. Zach McCain coming in to run for Forbes, so it is McCain who is on at first. Owen Simmons is struck out. He is popped out. This one is over towards right field. That is a base hit. Back-to-back singles. Meanwhile, McCain is scampering on to third, throw to third, and that gives Simmons an opportunity to take second. So a couple of base runners in scoring position for Braxton Albritton. Albritton has grounded into a 6-3 and reached on an error. Good-looking pitch from Marable. And it looked good to Albritton, too. Swings, misses. Logan Green to the on-deck circle. Just about the same pitch and the same results. Here's the 0-2. Roll over towards third. Hill scoops it up. Throw goes to first, into the dirt. Over to the screen. That brings in McCain. Here comes Simmons. He will score all the way to third. Goes Albritton. So Forbes will score, or at least his runner McCain. Simmons will score. Albritton will wind up at third. And the Mississippi lead grows to 7, their largest lead of the game. Logan Green, who has walked and wrapped into the 5-4, is next. Carter Fortenberry moving to the on-deck circle. That one lifted in the direction of right field. It will drop in as a base hit. Albritton will come in and score. Green taking the big turn, giving a look to right center field. Goes back to the bag with an RBI single. Then makes it a 9-1 Mississippi lead. One away, Carter Fortenberry to the plate. And the Mississippi Sticks coming alive here in the bottom part of the fifth. Forbes, Simmons, and Green all with singles. Albritton getting on compliments of an error. Out of the strike zone with the opening pitch to Fortenberry. He has been to the plate twice, struck out twice. First out in the second inning, last out in the third. On the corner of the strike zone, 1-1 on Fortenberry. Cole low to the on-deck circle. An 8-run lead. Here in the bottom part of the fifth. As the count goes 2-1 on Fortenberry. Marable, the right-hander, delivers from the windup, goes outside of the strike zone in the count 3-1. Well, Virginia certainly hopes there is a top part of the sixth. Mississippi, though, 2 runs away from avoiding the sixth inning altogether. Line softly to short. Gordon's got it. Throw over to first. Won't get Green. He dives back safely, but Fortenberry is out number 2. Two gone for Cole Lowe. And apparently that's going to do it for Marable, too. And now coach going to a new pitcher. Well, this may be an opportunity to let some young men get some reps in World Series play. It is an elimination game. And Mississippi with the 8-run lead. I don't know that Virginia necessarily is conceding, but just taking the opportunity to get everybody some reps. So the new pitcher when we return to Lumberton. The new pitcher was Bryce Abernathy, and the new hitter was Cole Lowe. Lowe was swing and a miss at the Abernathy pitch. 9-1 game, bottom of the fifth. Virginia has gone 4 deep into its pen. But again, just speculating, just might be an opportunity to give a number of youngsters an opportunity to pitch in a World Series setting. Let's go Mississippi 10U, says the shout-out. Way to run McCain and Simmons from Mimi. Come on, Carter, get a big hit. Pitch drops outside of the strike zone to Cole Lowe. Lowe wrapped into the 6-4 in the second. Popped out to the pitcher in the fourth. Has a base runner on with 2 gone. Here in the bottom of the 5th. Lowe rolling it towards short. Gordon charging in. And the bobble means 2 base runners are on. As we go back to the top of the order and Daniel Lowry comes to the plate. Well, the potential game-ending run on here in the bottom part of the 5th. Daniel Lowry is struck out, singled, and popped out. Throw goes into the dirt. Runners go up 60 feet. Green to third, Lowe is at second. And now the runners that could wrap the game up a little bit early are in scoring position. Lowry struck out looking in the first, singled in the third, popped out to right field in the fourth. He is 1 for 3 with a run scored. TJ Allen, the new catcher for Virginia, an extensive conversation with the official. Shout-out says, hit it hard, D. Out of the strike zone to Daniel, 2-0. Finish this off, Mississippi, says the shout-out. 334-488-1385. 2-0 pitch way outside. 3-0. Colby Stringer moving to the on-deck circle. Bryce Abernathy outside of the strike zone. Lowry will walk and the bases loaded. Runners at first, second, and third for Colby Stringer. Stringer has walked, singled, and walked. Into the strike zone it goes from Abernathy. A base hit might end the game. 2 gone, Stringer batting. 9th at bat in the 5th inning. Pitch goes outside. Count evens up 1 each. 1-1 offering. High and away. Well, a bases loaded walk would drive in a run. It would bring Green in from third. You got Green at third, Lowe at second, Lowry the base runner at first. Logan Buckley is on deck. Colby Stringer taking a pitch on the outside part of the plate. Count evens up. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 gone. Popped up into foul territory and out of play. Bases full, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 gone. The pitch, swing and a miss, out goes Stringer. Leaves the bases loaded and gives Virginia a chance. We are headed to the 6th, 9-1 Mississippi.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Top of the sixth, Sam Marable starting things off for Virginia. Gerald Christopher, Bryce Abernathy due up in the inning two. It is a 9-1 Mississippi lead after 3 runs played in the bottom of the fifth. Yes, it's big. The lead is 8. And stranger things have happened in Virginia, hoping to pull off the improbable here in the top part of the sixth. Sam Marable. Couple of trips to the plate, couple of trips to first, walk both times. Once by Wilson, once by Hill. Couple of pitches outside of the strike zone from Fortenberry. Another final from Ozone. Alabama has beaten Mississippi 11-3 in Ozone play, so the Mississippi Ozone team is eliminated. And the Alabama team plays on. Walk issued to Marable to begin the sixth. A base runner on for Gerald Christopher. Hit hard towards right field. That will get over the head of Daniel Lowry. Christopher on his way to second, headed to third, and stationed there is Marable. 2 are aboard and nobody out for Virginia in the sixth. So Christopher with a double. Then puts a couple of base runners in scoring position for Bryce Abernathy. Outside of the strike zone with the opening pitch to Abernathy, who's been to the plate twice and struck out both times again. It was that Wilson-Hill combo. He faced Wilson, or scratch that. It was the Simmons and Stringer combo. Faced Simmons and then Stringer. Same true for Marable, by the way. Marable walked by Simmons and then by Stringer. Getting my sides of the diamond confused. Count even at 1. 1 ball, 1 strike on Abernathy. On the inside part of the plate. 1 ball, couple of strikes. One-two offering, and is out on the strike zone. Goes to the screen from third. Marable. He will score. Christopher will go to third on the wild pitch. It's a 9-2 game with Bryce Abernathy still batting, and the count even at 2. Two balls, 2 strikes, nobody gone. Base runner at third, Christopher Abernathy, batting here in the top part of the sixth in a game that's nearing the 2-hour mark. Swing and a miss. Abernathy will strike out for out number 1 in the 6th. One away for Tristan Booth. Too far inside with the pitch to Boo, who has ground out twice. Once to short, once to first. Into right field, there's another base hit. Throw goes to first, and I think you got the out. You did. Brought in quickly by Lowry, able to turn what looked like a base hit into a 9-3 put out of Boo. Did get the RBI, but at this juncture of the game, Virginia needs to preserve outs more so than score runs, or at least just about as significant. 2 gone, Tyler Wilson to the plate. Toss to the screen. Wilson walked in the 2nd. Hit by a pitch in the 5th. It was a pitch that kind of bummed up that left shoulder. Had to get some ice on it. But apparently, and now there is a question mark in regards to Wilson re-entering the game. Re-entered for TJ Allen. And again, Wilson came out of the game when he was hit on the shoulder, or on the shoulder, by a pitch from, I think it was Stringer who was still there. Yeah, it was Stringer who finished up his tenure on the bump by hitting Wilson. Wilson came out of the ball game. Allen came in to run. And Wilson went over to the sidelines and got some ice on the shoulder, but now he's back in. Here's the 1-0 from Fortenberry. Into the strike zone, count evens at 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 gone. Reaches out, pokes it over towards 2nd. Lowe's got it. Throw to first, and Fortenberry couldn't cover. On his way to 2nd, Wilson. He will be there safely. So the top of the 6th will continue as we go back to the top of the order for Virginia. Sean Hill, who has reached on an error and ground out twice to short, coming to the plate. Runner coming in for Wilson, that is Matthew Moody, who will run for Wilson. One of our texters going Moody, Moody. Well, Moody's in. Moody at 2nd for Sean Hill. Hill reached on an error and scored a run in the 1st. Ground out to short in the 3rd, ground out to short in the 5th. Batting here in the 6th. And sends it foul over towards first. Forbes gives it a chase but can't catch up with it. A 9-3 Mississippi lead elimination game here in AAA action. Lumberton, North Carolina in the World Series. Fortenberry's pitch over the head of Hill. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, don't forget, game archived at its conclusion. You want to watch it again? No problem. Want a copy of a game? $5 for a download outside with a pitch. Definitely want you as a friend and follower. Tell people we are the costume jewelry in the social media world. Big and gaudy. We like it. Into the dirt. Moody off to 3rd. Big gaudy numbers. Lots of likes, lots of followers. At JockJive on Twitter, JockJive Sports on Facebook. Of course, we keep you updated on score schedules and more. Shout out says, come on Mississippi, finish them. Fouled away by Hill. Count runs full. 3 balls, couple of strikes. Pitch is high, Hill is on, and the 6th continues for Virginia. Runners on the corners for Corey Kester. Kester is walked, popped out behind the plate and single. Lucas Gordon to the on-deck circle. And now Coach coming out. Is it to get Fortenberry or talk with Fortenberry? Well, Fortenberry was going to hand the baseball to Coach. Coach didn't take it. That may be an indication that he's staying in. He has walked Marable, given up the double to Christopher. Struck out Abernathy. Boo wrapped into the 9-3. And error got Wilson on. Hill walks. And now Kester coming to the plate. Lucas Gordon is on deck. Here's the pitch to Kester. Swing and a miss, 0-1. Kester has walked in the 1st, popped out behind the plate in the 3rd, singled in the 5th, 1 for 2. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Fortenberry. Bunted right out in front of the plate. Fortenberry, bare hands, goes over to first, gets the out of Kester, and this ball game is over. The 1-3 put out brings it into this one. Couple of base runners left on. 11 stranded by Virginia. That's a stat they will look back at and regret. 11 left aboard. Get a total of 4 base hits in the game, commit 4 errors, leave 11 on. Played 1 run in the 1st and a couple of runs in the 6th. For Mississippi, 8 base hits, 2 errors, 7 stranded, 2 in the 1st, 4 in the 3rd, and they got 3 runs in the 5th. It is a victory for Mississippi. They advance on. The season comes to an end for Virginia. Thanks for watching our coverage. Don't forget about Facebook and Twitter. And subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. We will see you for the upcoming battle. It is AAA action that sees Florida and Alabama tangle when we return to Lumberton. Robert Williamson saying so long, everybody.